Okay, so Geekom have kindly sent me a mini IT13 to test, which is an i9 mini PC. It is incredibly fast, by far the fastest mini PC I've ever tested. So let's have a look at what comes in the box. So we get a pretty beefy power supply, which is pretty much bigger than the device itself. And you can see the light's still on. It's been on for 2 or 3 minutes now, even though I've unplugged it. And this is a 120 watt, 19 volt, 6.32 amp. So a really powerful adapter with a nice thickness plug on it. I always respect when they put a decent thickness plug. It also comes with a Clover cable, which is here. Full-size HDMI, a load of screws, and also a adapter to be able to fit it onto the back of a monitor. Now I've showed this on a Mini Air 12 video and I actually attached it to the back of the monitor. So if you are planning to run this like an all-in-one PC, it's a really good way of doing it. I've got some basic instructions and a welcome note from Geekom. And even though this is absolutely tiny, you see it in my hand there, it is a very, very small computer. It's still got loads of connectivity. So you can see we've got a couple of USB 3.2s on the front here and a 3.5mm jack. A micro switch power button. On the back, power supply. We've got a display port USB-C. We've got 2 full-size HDMIs. We've got another display port USB-C. So basically we can sort out 4 monitors in this, and I'll have a look at that in a minute. Ethernet, another USB 3.2, and I guess a USB 2.0 because it's black. And a full-size SD card slot. Now there is space to put more drives in this, and we'll have a look at that later on. And I'll also be trying something with displays that I haven't tried before. So let's go through some of the key specs. So the processor is a 13th gen i9 13900H, which has 14 cores, 20 threads, and it turbos to 5.4 gigahertz. So it's Bluetooth 5.2 and Wi-Fi 6E. It's got dual channel DDR4 RAM, 32 gigabytes. It also comes with an M.2 drive, which is 2 terabytes. So with all this power, I thought I'd download some video editing software, but not software I'm used to. I always edit with LumaFusion on iPad, but this is Kdenlive, which is available on Linux, Mac OS or Windows, completely free. So if we add a clip, we've got some 8K clips here, so you can see they get picked up very quickly. If I press spacebar on the Japan one, you can see it starts playing. If I click to Morocco, press space, it starts playing really quickly. So there's no lag or delay in that, and these are 8K video files, which is pretty full on. So I've got 2 8K video files in here now. If I go to effects and tap in crop, you can see I can get things like edge crop, and I can drag that down to one of these, and I can drag in from the left. I don't know why it drags in both sides, but it does. And then if I hit the space bar, it should start playing both of them. Yeah, so it's playing both of them. Obviously there's some delay there because it's playing 2 8K files at the same time, but I still think it's pretty snappy, pretty impressive, but I'd really need to play around with it more to know exactly what it's like. But if I cut out of this and just show those 8K files and how they play, so if we go to video and it's in this folder, if we right click and open, you can see it will start to play pretty quickly. And we can also scrub along that 8K file really nice and fast. It really doesn't struggle to play that. And we try the Morocco one here, which is 8K 60. And again, I can pause, I can scrub through to any part of the video, and it just is really, really snappy, really responsive. Not sure about 8K YouTube, haven't tried that on this yet, but I'm sure it will be alright. So this is only a 1080 display, I don't have an 8K TV. So if we go to YouTube and let's start playing, well, let's search for an 8K video, 8K HDR, this one will do, a Dolby Vision demo. Did that say 12K as well? Right, so skip that. If we right click and stats for nerds, and let's see how high this lets us go. Oh, 4K is the max it does on that. Let's just see if Chrome is better. So I'll copy that video and launch Chrome. And pop that in the top here. Now, are we going to get beyond 4K? No, 4K is the maximum. So is there more 8K? 8K video. I'm sure I've played 8K on a browser before. Okay, we'll try this one, Majestic Animals. So it's on 4K at the moment. See, it starts super quick. Ah, here we go, 8K. Full screen, right click, and stats for nerds. Wow, it just starts really quick. I don't want any notifications. So, current optimal resolution 7680 by 4320. 3 frames dropped. I mean, it's only going to be playing it at full HD on my monitor, but it is playing that file in that resolution. So yeah, that's very impressive. Really not struggling at all. Now the bit I haven't tried before is connecting 2 touchscreen monitors to one computer to see if both of them work with touch. I haven't done this before because I don't think I've had one with 2 display ports that are connected. So here I've got a 10-inch Maxit portable display, and that's got a connection on this side. So let's go with a short cable for that. I've got a little short high-end USB-C cable. So let's plug that in and plug that into one of these, not sure which one is the one. But then we've also got this Maxit monitor, which is a 14-inch monitor, which also does the same USB-C. I've got a longer cable here. So let's plug that into here and also into the other USB-C socket and switch on. So let's see what happens. So on the main screen, so this is number 1, you can see the touch is working absolutely fine, as it should be. If I call up the web browser, yeah, all of that is working nicely. So what happens if I go to the second screen? So if I drag up, okay, it comes up on screen number 1. I wonder if that's configurable within Windows. Yeah, so I can control it, look, from this screen, but I've got to be looking at that screen. So if I plug in a mouse and keyboard, I've got my Logitech here. So what can I do? So if we open up Chrome, I can drag that over to this screen and go full screen. Let's go to YouTube, and we'll start it playing a video. Full screen, so that's working, and the sound is coming out of that monitor, although I can get it to come out of this monitor. I just have to configure it in audio. So what can I do on this screen? So yeah, I can still use this screen. So if I call up the Edge browser and I wanted to play, so let's go for YouTube and let's play a bit of one of my videos. Okay, so it's playing 2 videos at the same time, so one on the second screen, one on the main screen. Although the audio is not going to be independent. In fact, I can hear the audio from this coming through that screen. Yeah, interesting. So use it fine as a dual monitor support. So if I hit quit out of that, I can then drag this over to that screen and I can play around with this. So that's an advert at the moment. If I exit out of that, I drag that to the left-hand side, and then I can have this one on the right-hand side. So all that's working, but also, I can grab a tab from that and then go over to this screen and play a third video. Yeah, and 3 lots of audio playing at the time. Is that playing? I think it's playing. Yeah, it is. It's just a slow video. Get something with a bit of, it's very slow video. Is there anything that moves in this video? There you go. So it's playing 1, 2, and 3 videos at the same time. Okay, let's try 4 monitors. Okay, so now we're talking. So this is 4 displays. Ignore the TV at the back. I've just put it on because it's there. I'm not plugged into the TV. I did on the previous setup video, but I thought this video I'd use 2 smaller monitors. So these are both touchscreen monitors, although touchscreen doesn't work in landscape. But I've actually configured it that this is the main display. So you can see it says here, make this my main display. And that means that the touchscreen still works on this monitor. So a bit like that, I think it's an Asus laptop, where you have a touch control panel below the main display. So this works fully functional as a touchscreen if I need it for something. So say for instance, I don't know, the web browser and I want to zoom in. All of that is functional. But at the same time, and this is going to be quite hard to film while I do this. If I grab this tab and drag it up, I can drag it across, and I can even drag it onto my landscape display, and then back again. And if I go to the top of this, I think it goes full screen. It does, and I can scroll up and scroll down. So that's the Edge browser on that one. Let's launch the Chrome browser. Well, that comes up on this display, which is cool. I wasn't sure what was going to happen there. Let's go YouTube on that. And then if we go over to this display and we call up the Windows Store, where's that going to come up? Well, that's come up on the bottom screen. Oh, and I've started playing a video somehow. Right, let's just pause that. So if I go back over to here, so yeah, Windows Store is down here, but if I drag that up, I can have the Windows Store full screen on here, but I can also go down to here, and I can have something else on here. I'm running out of things to have on here, files, and I can also do the split screen option as well, and put the settings on that side. That is a really nice setup with 4 screens. Yeah, really impressed with that. And it doesn't feel slow at all. I've been playing around with it a little bit, and yeah, it doesn't feel like you've connected a load of displays and running them at high resolutions. So I'm going to try some gaming, but before I try PC games, let's do a bit of retro gaming. I've downloaded Retrobat, which is based on Emulation Station, and it's pretty cool. There's a lot of things in here. A lot of things are already configured. It's got some nice intros. So this has got various different systems already installed in it, and I put some ROMs and everything in. But also, if you go to the Retrobat menu, and there's loads of other systems, so some of these aren't installed, and the one I put on here was PS3, which is this one here, and you can see it launches it from the system. And if we go for Dirt Showdown, now this didn't work well at all on my M1 Mac. It actually works great on this, and as you can see, it's running really nicely, very smooth, oh, where can I go here? Yeah, definitely it's running as it should be. No slowdown at all, and really impressive. So let's try another game, because Grand Slam Tennis also didn't work at all well on my MacBook. Now it's pretty safe to assume that if PS3 runs well, any console before it should pretty much run. There may be some weird exceptions, but PS3 is very hard to emulate, so you need quite a bit of power. And all the sound is great. I'm not sure what the controls are. I think it uses the analog stick. Oh, I'm not going to reach that. Oh, I did. Oh dear. Oh, I see. You've got right trigger to run. Oh, I haven't had that before in a tennis game. Oh, let's try that again. Oh, okay, not so good. But you can see it's running lovely and smooth. So if I quit out of this and go into Steam, and in my library I've got Rallycar 7. I was going to try Superhot with my VR. I'm not sure if that version works with my Meta Quest 2. So let's hit play. So I haven't changed any settings on this at all. I'm just running it on whatever it defaulted to. And my first race is on ice, which isn't ideal. Yeah, that feels good. Oh dear, good start. Okay, I've got to be a little bit slower as I'm on ice then. The handling's nice though. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I like this track with the sort of not a lot of room for error. Nice jump here. Oh dear. Oh, maybe didn't apply the brakes at the right time. Come on, recovery. Yeah, that's good. Really happy with that. Okay, I think I need to try some other games. Let's try a bit of Fortnite on the Epic Games Store. Let's launch that. I played around with the settings to try and get what I think is probably the best performance to how it looks. And 3D resolution is lowered a bit. I've put the view distance at medium because I don't like it on low. And let's give this a go. And Fortnite has become a huge game. They definitely recommend a graphics card for this. Okay, so that feels nice and smooth. Let's jump off and go somewhere fairly built up. Then we'll go down in this one. I'm going to try and go in through this window. It's smooth enough. Oh, oh, that didn't work. Oh, 2 layers. Right, come on. Sounds like there's someone close. Oh, doesn't sound like there's anybody else close. A bit of gold, I need that. I wonder if I get up here, as I have a sniper. Try and get someone. Doesn't sound like anybody else landed here. Can I get anything from this tower? It definitely feels smooth. Right, let's see if we can find someone else now we've got a little bit of armour. Can I get anything off her? Any? Oh, the wings. Okay, let's do that. Oh, I haven't got enough, look. Oh well. Right, let's see if we can find someone. Oh, dear. Where are they? Oh, my weapon! Oh, I've got away with that somehow. Yeah, it's definitely coping with the driving and everything fine. Oh, there's someone. Oh, it's 2 people. Is it 2 people? Just get away a bit further. Where have they gone? Oh, there's someone over there, look. A bit too far away for me to see, especially at this resolution. Oh. Oh, there's all sorts of people around here. I'm getting out of here. I don't think I can handle that sort of pressure. Oh, here we go, back in the car. Let's just follow him. Oh. Yep, that's definitely the best I've had on a mini PC and also with no graphics card. Here's GTA 5 at 720 resolution at the moment. I haven't put it any higher yet, but I might try it at 1080 in a second, but let's just have a little zoom around. I'm being chased because I've just stolen a helicopter. But it looks really nice, and as you can see if I scroll it around, it's super smooth. So let's just try that resolution a bit higher. So, and let's show you what this is on at the moment. So texture quality very high, shader quality high, shadow quality. I think I've gone with the defaults that it went with. But let's see if 1080 is going to run. 1920 by 1080, it's a long way up. Oh, it looks crisp. And it looks, yeah, it looks fine. let's go and get a car. Maybe to the freeway. And drop it down here. Oh, can I get to that goal? Oh dear. Oh, I wanted that fast car. It's gone now. Is there another fast car coming? Oh, we'll just take this one. Oh, it looks great at 1080. Oh, and I better turn off the music. It's always a shame to turn down the music. But yeah, and it's coping absolutely fine with that. Oh, let's have a motorbike. Yeah, absolutely no worries with that. He puts his helmet on. Very impressed. Dakar Rally from the Epic Games Store, and I've moved the graphics down. Well, I kept the view distance to medium. I'm running at 1360 by 768 and everything else is turned to low. But actually, it plays pretty well. And I tried this with the 11th Gen i7 and it definitely didn't run it at all well. It just wasn't worth playing, but this actually is enjoyable to play. You got to try and look after your car because you have to pay for fixing your car in this. Massive rocks that you can crash into. And you do get quite a bit of slowdown when you have a crash. Oh, that was alright though. Oh look, I've lost the front wheel. Should we have a look at that? Yeah, I could still win this. But yeah, again, another game that runs surprisingly well on integrated graphics. Yeah, I think I might quit out of that. So let's try installing another operating system on this. I'm going to remove the base. And is there anything attached? Yeah, there is a ribbon cable in here. I can probably get away with leaving it connected. I can, it's nice and long. So we've got 2 sticks of RAM in here. We've got the 2TB drive, which is Lexar. Nice to see it's a recognised brand. So let's take that one out and I'm going to replace it with another. It's just the safest way of not over installing onto this. Obviously I could partition this and put Linux on that, but I'm just going to use a separate drive. I guess that must be the Wi-Fi here. But you can see there's I think it's a 2242 here. You can see the model of this one here. And I've got a 2242 drive here. Perfect fit. There you go, so that's in place. Let's pop that back on. And before I put that back on, we also have a SATA connection here as well, so we can put an SSD drive in this slot. So you can have 3 drives in there. Already the 2TB plus the SSD plus the small NVMe drive. That's really impressive. And I can see which way to put this back on because it's got this little metal bit for the Kensington lock. So that needs to slot into this space. So it goes like that. Yeah, that's in place. Screw that up. It all feels really nice and solid, nicely put together. Now I've got this drive with Ventoy on it, which is basically a way of having multiple ISOs, so basically operating systems. And if I pop that in and start that up, actually that's a bit heavy there. I might put something underneath it so it's supporting the USB stick because it's in an adapter. I could plug it in the USB-C in the back. So let's switch that on. So pressing F7 brings up the boot menu. So you can see my Orico drive has been picked up. Let's hit enter on that. And as you can see, I've got various things on here, and one of them is Ubuntu, which is Ubuntu with KDE Plasma desktop interface. So let's hit enter on that. Boot in normal mode. So let's pick my language and let's hit install Ubuntu. And there's only one drive in there, so I know I can't overwrite Windows. Okay, so it didn't work first of all. And so I've switched it over to the NVMe slot. I think the bigger slot is NVMe and the smaller slot is a M.2 SATA. They look the same, but they are different. So let's hit next. Okay, so it's come up with an installation failed, but when I've looked on the Ubuntu forums, this is what other people are having exactly the same thing. There's some problem with the installer. So I think I'm going to try Ubuntu. Okay, so Ubuntu seems to be installing fine, so we'll come back when that's all done. So Ubuntu installed absolutely fine, and I've also put Steam on here, and I'm currently playing a bit of the original Half-Life, which is an amazing game, and obviously runs incredibly fast and lovely and smooth because it's a very old game, as you can see from the graphics. But I have got something a bit more ambitious than this, Metro, the complete edition, and I haven't changed any settings on this. It's running in 1080, and the graphics on this are actually pretty decent. So we have a look around that, and it's nice and smooth. We can see what everybody's doing in their own individual buildings and everything. But again, it's definitely moving around nice and fast.
Move, I'm following. That's some fine wasteland. You guys sure did a good job.
Yes, it looks great, and it's lovely and fast, so it moves around really well. Graphics are really nice, lovely and smooth.
I'll cover you.
Just run around a bit.
I see some kind of movement.
Oh,
Get ready.
so they...
Right. I'm working on them. Those aren't dark ones. They're watchmen.
Oh, she is helping me.
That helm was bad luck.
Oh, there's
Get
some
ready
more.
for more. Another 3. Let's do it.
So thanks to Geekom for sending me this to test. It was very impressive. I really enjoyed testing it. I hope this helps. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.